you and basically all of Phnom Penh, as I understand it, were expelled into the countryside. And what happened to you then?
It started with our hospital, because our hospital is located to the north of the capital, near the, we call port door of the capital, I mean, where the people come in on the north. And so the hospital was evacuated first. And then 1 hour, hour after, we see the flow of human beings like a volcano that spit lava. Because I cannot describe. The crowd is so big, so tight, one to another in the street, public street, shoulder against shoulder, and people, get lost everywhere. It's all the river of human being. They don't know where to go. No goal, no destination, where to go. We lost the faculty of thinking, of reasoning, of speaking, of communicating. That, including me. I don't know how to say, I don't know how to think. I lost everything as human being. Everything.
Now, why do you think that happened?
Because something is happening too fast, too big, as dimension, as intensity, that a human being cannot, never ever before in the human history, that kind of dimension of distress, of helplessness, of destruction of anything. Not even a natural disaster cannot pretend to equal to this apocalypse of a biblical dimension that human being had never witnessed or experienced. Within a few hours, I become an animal with only the survival instinct, and that's all. Where to go, where to, to find the water, where to go, etc.
So, from what I understood, from what you said earlier, you went out into the countryside and you became a kind of prisoner, and you were working.
Yes.
The Khmer Rouge basically had all the city people, right? This oppressor class, if you will, working in the fields. So tell me about that, and also at some point you decide to try to leave this existence. So tell me about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we follow the river of a human being. I would call a river of no return. Of no return. Because they would, for 2 million, they claim, they proclaim by themselves, the communists, that never ever before in 2,000 years that they succeed to, to bring a system that would cleanse everything, that would, so they say...
That would kill so many people.
So for the communists at that time, the communists, I mean in general, but especially those in my country, what they want to do is to empty all the city capital, because they accuse those people, the urban people, as unproductive. So in their mind, following the doctrine of Karl Marx, they would promote what they call the proletarianism. Everyone go to produce. In our case, it would be the rice field, to produce rice. The first 2-3 weeks, even 2-3 months, they try to eliminate all the intellectual first. All the intellectual mean that not only the official, the Mandarin that hold the high-ranking function in the former government, no, especially they kill the military first, officer, military, etc., etc. and then the former officer in the civil servant, and then even the teacher, and later on even the student. The student in the university, in the college, they kill. You know why? Because the communists, they want to ensure that they could hold their power, communist power, their totalitarian authority. So they have at the first hand, at the first hour, eliminate two potential opposing. I mean,
like the opposition.
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah.
Yes.
To call anyone that oppose them, and then what they want is to create a mass of labor force, what I call manpower of proletarianism, to produce, like the animal. They count on the manpower only to produce. What they want, the communists, the physical manpower without thinking, without what do you call that?
Disobedience.
Yeah, like I said, the river of human being, it's continue everywhere, in every direction in the country. You have to work to earn your food, to become a proletarian by force. You have to work.
But you're also hiding the fact that you're a physician, because if they knew,
they would. The first part, you have to, like I said, you have to learn to be blind, to be dead, and to be not talk, so never reveal, etc. But there are a lot of people, they fell on the trap. And you know why? Because they use the small kid, they use the young people as spy. Your own children will become spy to their own parents. Those guys, those communists, they are specialized in spy, and they send the small, children to hear conversation of their parents, and they look. Their parents have bring some old uniform, etc. And the kid of 7 years, 6 years, they don't know. They tell the Khmer Rouge, "Oh, I saw my father with what you call that?"
Military stripes
Correct,
or something
military
like that.
stripe here,
Yeah.
1 or 2, etc., etc. Or oh, my dad, my brother drive a car, very nice car. I went to his office that way. You see, and not direct way by you don't see them. You don't see the real spy. Them, I mean, no.
At this time, did you know how many people were being killed?
What I can say is that what I see on my own eye. When they expel the sick patient from my hospital, we don't need to go far. We have only one road, we call road number 5, the state road number 5. Only one road to go north. So we took that road. And only 2 or 3 days thereafter, the evacuation of the hospital, the vanishment of the hospital, I saw the bed, I saw the wheelchair, I saw the clothing along the road on both sides. And you see the fresh grave, that means they bought the grave very in a hurry. And then when I continue my deportation along with them, everywhere, every stop over, because you have a station to stop for lunch, for dinner, etc. Everywhere I turn, there are some fresh grave, some. Very soon I get used to this, in such a point that I have to be careful when I lay down to, at night or in the evening to sleep. And one day, I don't have nothing, nothing to protect my back, and I lay down on the ground directly. And in the morning only that I realize that I see the skin of a hand 5 fingers, but only the skin that remains. No bone or no, the skin. When I look at it, I see, God, it's a dry skin. On my improvised bedding on the ground. And sometimes that would warn you by the smell of something rotten, it's human body. I see, etc., etc. And I have to warn my friend around. I said, be careful, you drink water, you have to avoid this kind of thing. And I'm concerned about the contagious disease.
Yes.
And later on, even in the rice field, sometime when they give us, break time for 10 minutes, I come and sit there, and then I look near me from about, let's say maybe 3-4 feet from me. I said a swarm of fly, a fly, but no smell. And then I look at it, there are small opening. And then you did that when, when you're hidden from the guard, because your guard watch you, what you doing there? And I saw the bell and part of the waist of the pen still here. And there are 2 of them in the same grave. And one day I asked them permission to go to the toilet. There are no toilet there, latrine, but in the nature, right? And when I saw, there are corpses swirling and floating in a small pool of water there. But I said, oh, no need to. Then how to talk? To whom you talk to whom you complain. You watch and you keep your mouth shut. No talk, no commentary, no thing at all. Not your job, no your thing. Okay, go back to work. So everywhere. But then, to answer your question, Jan, I really don't know. But I'm sure that at least those people not resistant enough, not strong enough, and they bear already in their body maybe the previous disease or etc., they all die. It remains only the strong one. And so, I can say that, and especially the old one, the elder, they first, and like here too, the small one, the children. Again, that would remind me of the same sin. When I told you that those faces, those tiny birds, remain on my memory till today. And when we get into deported, when we deported, and we went from place to place, I happened to save a small kid. He's a boy, in his, mother, dehydrated. Here we have the laboratory to tell how severe your dehydration. But in my time, when you look at the children dehydrated, you pinch the skin. The skin sits like this, dehydrated, here or here. And so I happened to encounter on our deportation a boy of about 12 months, dehydrated, about to die, and his eye completely, And I asked someone next to me, it happened to be an old nurse, former nurse. She said that, I have an IV. I said, could you have this? She said, yes, we can. And then we put the kid on the ground. Something just, protect his bed. And we start our procedure. The kid don't have the vein here. You have to find a small, thanks to that nurse, she get used to do that one, and we can install the IV for that. And hour later, the kids start to smile. Very, very, very fast. But then I realized that it's only for an hour. But next day, the kids don't have milk, don't have anything. Her mom is no way to get no more. For 1 year you cannot find, and you cannot find in the food supply there at that time, at that moment, no way. So all the kids die. Wherever I was reported later on, I saw no kid. No kid of the young kid, I mean, no way. Suppressed from the population. And that I put in my book. And not all. They are intentionally from someone behind this. They want to cleanse the whole population from from procreating again. You know why? Because the young woman at that time become I call it sterile, right? Sterile. That means without
children.
Romances. No more. During all this kind of sudden, destruction of anything, of her family life, of her habit of having dad, having mom, having anything, within a few weeks, etc., anything completely erased, completely suppressed, completely annihilated. Annihilated is a better word. Even physiologically speaking, annihilated. You cannot produce the hormone, you cannot anymore. Because you're, by the force of the circumstances, you're already under the famine, starvation. You don't have any vitamin, you don't have any, mineral in your body. How could you produce something like a MNC, etc.? So not only they kill those living already, but they prevent intentionally from procreating and make a new, a possible of new population. They said, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a scholar, whether you are an engineer, whether you are anything, engineer, nothing, anything, you can name it. They don't care. What they want is someone without spiritual, intellectual knowledge. They want only the raw physical body that obey the Anka, that obey the Communist Party everywhere in the world, I think. If they ask you, if you were an engineer, you were a policeman, they kill you, that's all. If they happen to ask you for your former profession, it's only for political thing, for a tactical thing, not for what you are.